to our very own Tom Basile. Tom, I know you are very familiar with all of this. What was your first reaction when you woke up this morning and you saw the Pope's passing?
My first reaction was he was ready. And I had an opportunity to talk to Monsignor Hilary Franco a couple of weeks ago, and he'd worked for 6 popes. And he was in regular contact with the Vatican. And when Pope Francis left the hospital a few weeks ago, I said to myself, I feel like he's made a decision. He wants to spend Easter out of the hospital with the people of the Catholic Church. He wants to be present for Easter, and he's ready. He's made a decision that if it is his time, the extraordinary lengths that apparently they had to go through to get him through this bout of pneumonia, and the interventions, the medical interventions that they had to do for him, I think he started to feel like, you know what, maybe we're prolonging this. And I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to be there for the holiest day of the year. I'm going to want people to see me. And if it is the Lord's will that he should take me, let him take me. And so I have felt for, as I've watched him, even just yesterday when we saw the video of him, we saw the video of him with Vice President J.D. Vance, and as I've talked to people who are in and around the Vatican circles, they've said there was a peace, there was a readiness, and so I think that's really the first thing that I felt, was this was a man who was ready. And boy, what an amazing way to go home to the Father. Yesterday, people saw him for the last time on the same balcony that they saw him for the first time when he delivered that Urbi et Orbi message. And he said, Christ is risen. And I think that of all the things that you can say to the people of the Roman Catholic Church and Christians everywhere, that is perhaps the most profound thing. And it is perhaps one of the last things that he said that we will ever hear him say. So in so many ways, for a pope that was a first in so many ways, the first pope from the Americas, the first Jesuit, the first one named Francis, he had there were so many things about him that set him apart. What a poetic way for him to spend these last few days of his life, and an amazing message. And as Cardinal Dolan just pointed out, there's a simplicity to the message and a profundity to the message that he delivered yesterday. And again, that's the way that he left us, and that's the way that he wanted to.
Yeah, Tom, further expand on that, because when I got the news today, around 5:30 is when I got moving here, and I saw it. He just said, wow, he wanted to wait for the holiest day of the year. He wanted to make it to that point, to the very end, and then he, went back to his chambers or whatever that may be, and just, okay, I can rest now.
Right.
I can do this here. For him at that age and how sick he was to get there and make it to that point, what's that say about him?
And this was a man, and I know that he was controversial for some people, but this was a man undoubtedly of tremendous faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, tremendous faith in God, and somebody who really understood that because of Christ's death and resurrection, of course we're in this octave of Easter, so we're talking about it. We spoke about it so much yesterday. Billions of people talked about it yesterday all around the world. There's an understanding that Christ's resurrection is a victory over death. So, for a man of faith like Pope Francis and the 264 popes before him, this is not an end, but this is a new beginning. And that's where the peace comes into it all. Having that understanding that this is a stop along the way, and I'm here to serve, and then I'm going to move on, and I'm going to get closer to God. You know, again, I think when I heard it this morning, it was kind of like it almost as if he sort of planned it this way. And I think that's incredibly poetic for someone who made it his marker to reach out to as many people as possible within the church and within the global community.
Tom Basile, thank you so much for sharing that this morning. Really appreciate speaking with you, but not under these circumstances, of course. Thank you.